So yesterday we have seen the features of Python, okay, and we were into why Python is simple and easy, right? So there are three main reasons, right? There are three main reasons. Yeah. So there are three main reasons why Python is simple and easy. One we have already seen because it has rich set of API, or we can say huge set of API it has, right? Huge set of API. Now Python has many libraries that let programmer reuse existing code and instead of writing their own code. Already we have seen what is huge set of API. API, what is API? It is a collection of modules, right? API is a collection of modules. What is module? Collection of class, variable and functions, right? It is a collection of class, variable and function. That's it. So this is the first reason. Second reason is what? Second reason, it has inbuilt garbage collector. Okay, let me write it here. Second one, it inbuilt garbage collector. Okay, inbuilt garbage collector. Right, inbuilt garbage collector means what? Python has inbuilt garbage collector. Okay, already we have seen what is garbage collector, right? What is garbage collector? Which collects unused memory, right? Which collects unused memory, right? Unused memory, already we have seen, if we have any variable which is not being used for a while, so that particular variable we can consider it as unused memory. What are the thing we can say that these are unused memory here? So let's say we have already seen that if I write a is equals to 0, a is equals to 10, that means 10 is being stored inside a variable, right? Suddenly I thought that I should keep a is equals to 20. Can I say now 10 is one of my unused memory here, right? 10 is my unused memory. This memory is immediately will be collected by garbage collector, right? Also, if I keep something like a is equals to none, okay, if I keep something like a is equals to none, there is a concept called destructor inside object oriented programming language, or we can say it is not an object oriented. Actually, every Python programming has its own garbage collector. Okay, and there is one more concept called destructor. The purpose of destructor is to deallocate the memory space. Okay, to deallocate the memory space. When you watch a movie, after watching a movie, if you keep that means a full of memory, it is going to make your phone, or you can say it is not going to make any sense to keep it, right? So just once you watch the movie, you have to delete it, otherwise it is going to occupy your memory, right? So here also, once we complete our execution, there is a thing called destructor, and the purpose of it, the destructor collects, or we can say it deallocates the memory space, deallocates the memory space. That's it. So we do explicitly, right? We delete the movie explicitly, but in programming language, implicitly there is a term called garbage collector. Implicitly they call the garbage collector calls the destructor to deallocate the memory space. Are you getting it? Right? So if I say a is equals to none here, that means we are not going to give anything. We are not giving anything here. Okay, none means nothing. None means nothing. It is also going to take some memory space. As this particular a value is not doing anything, there is no meaning of having this. Why to keep and why to occupy the memory? So in this particular case, the memory address, or we can say the memory space, is being cleared with the help of garbage collector. That means it collects the unused memory. Okay, The Python has an inbuilt garbage collector that, sorry, that automatically cleans up unused memory, and which improves the performance, okay, the performance of the python application python application, right? Python application. Now what is garbage collector? Garbage collector, it is actually a background process. Okay, garbage collector is what? It is one kind of a background process. So for example, background process, you can say internally in every system, okay, internally in every system there is a recycle bin, right? Internally every system has a recycle bin, right? Once you delete it, okay, permanently it is not going to delete, it is not going to delete permanently. So it recycled by what? Recycle, or we can say store by the recycle bin. For further use, if you want to recycle it, you can go there and recycle it, right? But here also in Python programming also, just like the recycle bin, we also have garbage collector. Garbage collector also collects the unused memory. What you delete? Usually what you delete? Unused data which is not being used. Okay, so that data you are deleting it, that means it is getting stored inside the recycle bin. Similarly in Python programming or any programming language, every programming language has its own garbage collector. Garbage collector meaning is what? It is actually a background process, we cannot see it. Okay, if you want to see it, you have to go for object oriented programming language, where there we can use destructor concept. I will show you. Okay, later on I will show you how we work with destructor. Okay, but here garbage collector is one of the background process and used to collect the unused memory. That's it. That is the meaning of garbage collector, and it is one of the interview question. What do you understand by garbage collector? What do you mean by garbage collector? There you have to explain in such a way that the other person could get convinced. Okay, so here garbage collector is an background process in the python that collects unused memory to performance enhance performance. Let me check. Yeah, so online guys, do you have any question? Do you have any question? Okay, and the third thing, that is a third reason, user friendly syntax. Okay, now first thing is what? First major thing, or we can say the reason is what? API, modules, right? Collection of modules. Second main reason is what? Garbage collector, it collects the unused memory. Third main reason, which is main reason is what? User friendly syntax. Okay, everyone knows. Now what is syntax? Those who know, that is fine for them, but those who don't know, what is syntax here? Set of code. Okay, I would say it is a rule. Okay, it is a rule. Why we are calling it as rule? Because see, uh, when you are writing anything, okay, when you are learning also, when you are learning any technology, anything, okay, even though if you learn English, for learning in English, first what you have to do, first what you have to learn? Alphabets, Alphabets you have to learn. Once you learn the alphabets, then you can prepare some words. Once you prepare words, you will prepare the sentences. Okay, then once you prepare the sentences, then you start speaking. Are you getting it? So there is a hierarchy you have to follow, right? There is a, in programming also we must follow the hierarchy, or we can say the rule. What rule? The rule says syntax or whatever the data or whatever we programming we are doing, it should maintain such structures. Okay, such structures. What are those structure in other programming language? In other programming language, structures could be more complicated. Okay, structure could be more complicated. Now if you check here, you say, sir, please do addition of two. Yes, do addition of two values. Okay, I can easily go for 10 plus 20. 10 plus 20, what it is going to give? 30. We will get 30 here. How many line of code it requires? Okay, if I say a is equals to 10, okay, and b is equals to 20, also I will say a plus b. What it is going to give? How many line? 3 line, 2 or 3 line, whatever it is, 2 or 3 line, right? I can go for a comma b is equals to 10 comma 20. Now take a plus b. What? Again 2 line. Adding, for adding two values, either we can go for without assignment of any value and directly add the value with the plus operator to get the result. Okay, or we can go for what? Assign the value into a variable and try to add those variable to get the result. Or we can do what? Take a multiple assignment. 10 is being assigned to a, 20 is being assigned to b, and take an addition and get the result. Are you getting it? How easy it is? Same thing. How rule it is. Why Python? Actually, it is a user friendly syntax. Now I'll go for Chrome. Check for other programming languages as well, right? Addition programming in C program. Okay. Right, check it. For adding two number, how many line of code in C we require? Almost I can say 10 line of code just for adding. Okay, just for adding. There also, here you check, we are following the rules. Here following the rules. Rules, or you can say the structure. What are the structure? We have to start with the header file, then we have to give the main function, we have to follow some static type programming. Okay, then we have to print and scan and all this stuff we have to do every time. Whenever we want to add two number, we have to follow this in C programming. In same fashion, we can go for C++ as well. C++, add two number. Okay, right, check it. For C++ also we are getting this many line of code we have to write for C++ as well, to write, to adding two numbers, right? Similarly, I'll go for Java also. Java adding program, right? Go for it. For Java also we have to follow, first we have to write the class. Okay, after class we have to write the main method, that is public static void main, declaration of variable, then we use this particular system.out.println particular thing, and we have to close it. Don't you think here that whatever we are writing in C++, Java, that is far bigger than what we have written here? Yes or no? Because if you check, we have just taken the value 10 plus 20, we got the answer. Just we have taken two variables and added, we got the answer. Here also we have multiple assignment we have taken, we got the answer. Are you getting it? Okay. So what I am trying to say here, What I'm trying to say here is, without using this many block of code, okay, without using this many particular rules, we can easily go for it. Any normal human being also, non programmers also, if they come here, if I show them this particular thing, easily they will be able to understand it. Yes or no? That's why it is known as what? Easy user friendly syntaxes. Okay, user friendly syntax. Even though if you try to write any other programming, okay, any other program, okay, any other program, let's suppose you want to check, whether your age is less than, whether you are eligible to vote or not. How would you check? You will take something like age is equals to something. Let's suppose age you are taking 19. Okay, 19. Now take, if my age is greater, less than or equals to 18. If my age is less than or equals to 18, are you getting it? How easy it is? Now I'll print something. Print of, you are not eligible. Okay, eligible, right? Also else block, I'll say, if not this, then I'll go for, you are eligible. Check it, what it is saying. Answer what we are getting: you are eligible. Why? Because simple. How simple it is. If you check what condition we have applied, just condition we have applied, how easy it is. If you crack it, if, that means if a person is having age less than or equals to 18, it is going to print what? You are not eligible. That means you cannot vote. Else block says what? This is a otherwise block. Okay, you will think, should I go to institute today or not? That is a two case you are saying, right? Two condition you are saying. One condition, either you will go or not go, right? Here also, whether this will get true or else, this particular part is going to print. Are you getting it? What I'm trying to say? How easy the syntax of Python is, that a beginner can also easily understand it. Beginner can also easily understand it, right? So for adding two numbers, how quickly we have added, you check it. But for this many programming language, we have to use the set of rules. We have to go for the syntax. We have to follow the structure every time. Okay, so this is what makes our Python such a simple and user friendly programming language. Okay, Python's syntax is easy to understand and use. Okay, allowing allowing programmers to write error free code, I would say, quickly. Okay, are you getting it? Simple it is. Shall we move ahead? Okay, right. Yes, so one more thing, that today it is the last demo session. Okay, from tomorrow onwards we are going to have regular batch, but for the next couple of days we are going to give you access. Okay, but try to enroll as soon as possible, so that we go smoothly without any uh, without fall behind. Okay, and yeah, already I have told you everything about the scenario. Okay, what are the things we are going to provide you, right? Internship, everything we have already seen. Internship, that would be of 3 months. Okay, as well as we are going to give you the access to live recording sessions for 1 year. Okay, plus those who have missed, you do not need to worry, you can easily go through the videos. Okay, we will be providing you videos as well as the notes as well. Okay, and also internship interviews, mock interviews, mock test, and daily every weekend update, okay, of your status, how much you are good in the technicals, okay, how much good you are doing, okay, everything we are going to update you. So this is going to be a beautiful journey. Okay, the only thing that you have to join. Getting my point? Okay, let's move back to the subject. Next is the second, freeware, freeware and open source, open source, open source, freeware and open source. Now what is freeware and what is open source here? Actually I should have tell this particular thing before only. Now freeware and open source is nothing but, freeware means what is free, that is free to everyone, right? Free. Okay, now if I go for python.org, how to install Python? You have to go for python.org. There is a website, official website called python.org. If you click this, you will get an interface like this. Okay, and if you check here, this is a official website of Python, where if you want to download, you have to go for the download section. If you hover over to this, you will get an interface. Okay, you will get an pop-up message of this, and here for Windows, download for Windows, here you have to click Python. Those who are having Windows, those who are having Mac, you can go for this. Okay, you can download any of the versions, but those who are having Windows, you can easily download it from here. Python 3.12.5, install it. Okay, and you start using the Python. How you are going to use the Python? Only thing what you have to do, in search bar you go and type the Python. Either you will get kind of this black wall screen, okay, or you will get ideally, okay, you will get ideally I am using 3.12 is also there. Okay, you will get either this or this, everything also you will get. Okay, ideally is something where you can easily write a batch mode programming. What you can write? Batch mode. What is batch mode? I will explain you once we complete our data types. I will go for batch mode. Okay, now here this is what Python command it is going to open. What it is? If you click into this, you will be open this. Okay, it will open this particular interface. There you can write a single line of code. Okay, for a time, or you cannot save it first of all, but you can write a single line of code. Okay, so if you want to write a single line of or block of code or line of code, then you can go for that. Otherwise you can go for this ideally, where you can write the code and you can save it as well for further use. Getting my point? Okay, right, this is what we have. Now what is freeware? Now if you check here in this particular website, is it asking for any subscription or any payment? No, this is known as freeware. That means if a person can easily or freely download any software without paying any subscription or without paying any payment, without making any payment for that particular software, that software is what? Known as freeware software. Okay, that software is what? Freeware software. So I would say the or I would say the Python can be freely downloaded from www.python.org, python.org, making it as a freeware software, or freeware you can say, as a freeware. Are you getting it? Okay, right. Python it is. Now this is known as freeware. Now what is open source? This is freeware, right? Now what is open source? So let me tell you in history as well. Okay, in history only we have already seen this. So, okay, in history, Python continues, right. One more thing I would like to add here. Python is maintained maintained by the organization called Python Software Foundation. What it is? Python Software Foundation. We also call it as PASF. We also call it as PSF. Python Software Foundation, right? So this Python Software Foundation is maintaining Python software. Python software. Okay, Python software is maintained by the organization called Python Software Foundation. Are you getting it? Okay. Moreover, now if you check what is open source, let me explain you what is open source. Now tell me who is maintaining Python software? PSF, Python software. Who has created Python? Who has created Python? हाँ हाँ मतलब देखना पड़ रहा है. You guys are not reading the notes properly, right? You have to read daily. Okay, at least once you have to read the notes daily. Okay, right. So Guido van Rossum is the creator of Python, who has invented Python, right? Okay, with his own code or someone's different code? Own code, right? Own code. Can I say at that particular time, okay, the code belongs to that particular person? Okay, now but now who is maintaining Python? Can I say the source, the Python software, the source what the Guido and Rossum had written, what he has written, okay, that particular source is now also available for PSF, Python Software Foundation, and also available for us as well. Are you getting it? Now let me give you one example. Yesterday I have used one module called calendar. Did you notice I have used one module called calendar? Yes or no? Okay, so that calendar is a part of Python software. Can I say it is a source of Python software? But I am using without any cost, without paying any amount. Can I say that is particular software is open to everyone? That means anyone can come, anyone can use that particular source of software, Python software. Yes or no? This is the meaning of open source language. Python is one of the open source language. That means the software is the source of the software is open for everyone. Are you getting it? That means whatever the developers has they have put in inside of the software, the normal human being also they can use those particular source. Are you getting it? Okay, so I would say open source. Open source, open source software like like Python, like Python is often customized customized by various companies. Okay, various companies for in for in-house So for in-house tools, okay, for in-house tools, or we can say for in-house tools development, okay. The standard Python called C Python, okay. The standard Python, or I would say standard Python, is developed by Guido van Rossum, okay, and now maintained by the Python software foundation, Python software foundation, called C Python, okay. C Python, right? Let's see here. C Python, if you check here, okay, if you check here, C Python, okay, if you check here, the reference implementation of Python programming language, written in what? C programming. Most of the part of Python software has been written in C programming. That's why it is known as what? C Python. Are you getting it? That's why the standard name of Python is also known as C Python. Are you getting it? Okay. So, and some different other distribution we will see, other distributions, like there is one more distribution called JPython, okay. JPython, or we can also call it as Jython, okay. Okay, Jython, made for what? For Java based applications. Are you getting it? Okay, similarly I'll go for this. Okay, there is one more called Iron Python, okay, I would say Iron Python, and that is for C sharp, or we can say .NET applications, okay. For what? C sharp or .NET applications. Similarly, I also do have MicroPython, okay, known for microcontrollers applications, okay, microcontroller application. Similarly, I also have Anaconda Python, okay, for mostly for Hadoop, okay, Hadoop big data, right? And that is for Hadoop, or we can say big data applications. Okay. Similarly, we also have stackless Python. Okay, used for concurrency application. Concurrency. I'll tell you what is concurrency application later part. Okay, concurrency application. Likewise, we have lots of n number of different distributions. Are you getting it? Okay. Next. So what is freeware? What is freeware? Yes, online guys. Let me check what are the ah yeah, yeah, what is freeware? Tell me, what is freeware? Just now we have seen, right? It can be freely downloaded. Next, open source. Don't read. See it. See here and tell me. If you read, then easily you say like Python source would be open for everyone. Okay, so open source means obviously open source would be open for everyone, simple, in simple way. Okay, right. So next, shall we move? Next is the third one called platform independent. Okay, platform independent. Now what is platform independent? Everyone uses WhatsApp. Okay, everyone uses WhatsApp, Instagram. Sir, how can you ask this question? Obviously, we are Gen Z. Huh? We are not Gen Z, right? You are. Okay. So everyone uses these kind of softwares, right? WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever it is. There also in Instagram, same Instagram can be used in this Apple OS, iOS. Same Instagram, WhatsApp. Same WhatsApp can be used in iOS, right? But some of the feature or some of the, we can say, some of the software cannot be used in Android, whereas it can be used in iOS. Did you notice that? Did you know about this? Some of the application can be used in iOS but not in Android. Some of the application can be used only in Android but not in iOS. This is known as application which are platform dependent. Those applications are dependent on the platform. Such uh, in the same way, Python or Java is kind of a platform independent programming language. Platform independent programming language. What does it mean? That the software is not depending on upon the operating system. That means whatever the code we are writing in Windows operating system can also be run in Mac operating system, can also be run in Linux operating system, and so on. Are you getting it? This is known as platform independent. That means the platform is nothing but operating system. Okay, OS dependent or OS independent. That means it is not going to depend on operating system, right? And there is a concept in Python which makes Python as an independent language, platform independent language. So I would say, what is platform first? What is platform? It is a type of operating system. Operating system, we can also call it as OS. Okay, used to run programs, or we can say applications. Used to run programs or applications. Are you getting it? Okay, now what is platform independent? Platform independent, what is platform independent? What is platform independent? Tell me. Any operating system, right? Now the language is said to be platform independent if its application runs or run on every operating system. Okay, if its application run on every operating system. What's your name? Shiva. From tomorrow onwards, bring one copy and pen, notebook. Okay, that would be good. If you write simultaneously, that would be good. Okay, so see, it is, I am telling for you only. Okay, that depends on you. If you don't want to write, okay, right. So platform independent is what? which can be run in every operating system, right? The application, okay. Platform independence meaning is the application which can run on every operating system said to be an platform independent application or operating the software, you can say, right? So now Python is one of the platform independent language, okay, language. Now because why it is platform independent, because in Python everything is an object, okay, everything is an object. Now what is object, I'll tell you later, okay, what is object, I'll tell you later. But if you check, let me show you uh, size, okay. If you check here, for each and every in data type here is what, let me tell you what is data type, then I will tell you what this is, okay. Data type is nothing but it specifies some particular amount or particular data, you can say. Specify in the sense, if you are using number, if you are using number means it includes numeric values, right? Numeric values. So can I say 1 2 3 is an integer value? 1 2 3 is an integer value. But if I say uh, string, any string value, can I say Python is an string value? Can I say Python is a string value? Whereas Boolean, if I say Boolean is what? True or false? So if I say true or false, these value belongs to what? Boolean data type. Who are, all are from maths background, mathematical background, okay. You know complex number has two things, real part and imaginary part, right? So if I say 2 plus 3j, can I say 2 plus 3j is a complex number system, or we can say complex data type? Okay, if I write something like let's suppose 2.3, 2.3 is what type of data? Float data. That means a decimal values which contains floating point data, right? So that how we classify the values, that's how we classify the values, right? So if I say 1, that is an integer value. If I say 1.2, it is a float value. When I say Python, it is a string value. We are classifying all the data, right? In other language, okay, in other programming language, all the data type is having some specific memory, or we can say limitation, okay. That means if you check here, basic data type of C programming, integer data type can only be able to store either 2 or 4 bytes. Are you getting it? Either 2 or 4 bytes. Float data type can only be possible to store 4 bytes. Similarly, double, there is a one more integer type of double data, okay, which can be able to store 8 bytes of memory. Character, that is a string type of data, I can say, which stores only 1 byte of data. Here there is a limitation in the data, okay. While storing the data, there is a limitation. But Python using object concept, what it is using, what is object? Let's suppose a is equals to 10, I am writing, what I am writing, a is equals to 10. We know that 10 is what? Value, integer value. But where we are storing it, this is known as variable. This is known as, why we are calling it as variable, that is also I'll tell you. But in Python term, we call it as an object. What we call it as? Object. And object has no limitation. Object has no limitation because it is platform independent. Objects are platform independent. That means they does not depend on operating system. That means in any number of data it can store. Any number of data it can store. Are you getting my point? right? So whatever, even though you take any number of data, can you count it? Can you count it? Now tell me. Storing, print it, print of a, check, we are getting the same value, right? Can you count this value? Even though you cannot count it, and it is able to store it inside an object. Okay, why we are calling it as object? Because behind this particular object, see, in object, those who know about this, in object oriented programming language, we have two concepts, object and class, right? So class is important, simultaneously object is also important over there. Parallelly, object is also important. Why? Because when you create a class, there should be one object for that class. Otherwise, we cannot create the memory for that. Are you getting it? So if I write a is equals to 10, that means this 10 is a value of what type? If you check here, type of a, type of a, print it. And behind this a object, as a is what? An object. Behind this a object, there is a class called what? Integer class. Are you getting it? So I can say this object is totally, I would say, object is totally independent from the operating system, or we can say to the operating system. It is platform independent. Object is platform independent. That means it does not depend on operating system, right? What is the time? Right, 50 it is. So here Python is one of the platform independent language, okay, because its execution, sorry, environment environment stores all the data or all the values as what? Object. Okay, as what? Object. And, or I would say, which are independent from the operating system. Independent from the operating system. Just now I have explained you all these things, right? So why we are calling it as a platform independent language? Because a language is said to be platform independent when its application is does not depends on any operating system, or what we have seen here, if its application runs on every operating system. Are you getting it? Okay, also, which is one of the, Python is one of the platform independent because its execution environment, okay, execution environments store all the values or the data in the form of what? Or we can say inside of the object, and objects are platform independent. Are you getting it? Okay, so till now whatever we have seen, did you understand everything? Understood? Yes, everyone, online students, that is open to any user. Okay. Yeah, online guys, just give me a quick confirmation whether you get it or not. Yes, online guys. So regarding the subject and regarding the course content, if you want to ask any question, you can ask me now. Because from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start the regular batch. Anyway, we are going to give you 2 or 3 more days access. Okay. After that, they are going to change the link. Okay. So try. Meanwhile, you try to enroll yourself. Okay, as soon as possible. No doubt. Okay. Thank you so much, Satish. And yeah, you guys, do you have any question? Yes, online guys. Can I expect at least one question? At least one question. Can you share the syllabus? Ramakrishna, I have already. If you go through the website of Harsha Trainings, you will find the syllabus over there. Any other doubt? No. Shall we stop it here? So class shows which data type is the object holding. Yes, Imanshu. Every data type in Python is one of the class. Okay, every data type in Python is one of the class here. Okay, even though if you check other data type, you want to check, you can check it like this. Integer. Okay, integer is a class. Float. Float is a class. Boolean. Boolean is a class. List. It is a class. Getting my point? So every data type in Python is one of the class here. Okay, which stores the value in the form of object, or we can say inside of the object. Yeah. Any other questions? In online, only few members are concentrating properly. I don't know why they are being shy. Shall we stop it here? Okay. Thank you so much, guys. So see you tomorrow. Connect with in the same time. Okay. And yeah, have a great day. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you.